Boom, baby. Okay. Variables. What are they? What are they used for? What does this mean? All right, first, I want everyone to think about computer software in general. Okay, so you have an iPhone, right? You have a car, all right? Both those things have software running on them. There's planes flying in the sky. They have software running on them, right? There's nuclear power plants that have software running on them, all right? And what does software do? Really, it just handles some sort of process or does something, right? It just does something. Now, the something that it does is either something abstract or an abstract version of something concrete in real life. For example, if you have a checking account and you have an app on your phone to check the balance of your checking account, the balance on your phone that you're looking at, that is something that is representative of the amount of money in your checking account, okay? And things that are used to store the value of, let's just say, the balance in your checking account in the bank software are variables, okay? So essentially, variables are just placeholders for data. That's it, all right? So real quick, I'm going to just show the several basic types of variables. All right, I'm going to be doing that in Java, and then I'm going to draw a little drawing to kind of explain how they work. All right, so I already have this little variables class pulled up here, and in most languages, the keyword to create a different variable is similar, but it may be a little different, but the concept itself is really what matters here, okay? So for starters, if you want to represent a number in Java, you would just use an int. So you'd say int, okay? And that's just the keyword that tells the compiler, I want to make a variable for a regular number, a whole number, all right? The next, you just need to have the name of the variable. And this is an arbitrary name. It can be whatever you want. Usually, if you're writing software, you want to have a name that's going to be synonymous to what it's being used for. But in this case, I'm just making an example for YouTube. So I'm just going to call this guy my int, all right? Next, you need an assignment. All right, and that's just done with an equal sign, and I'm just going to assign it to the value of 10. All right, then we have in Java, let's just say if you don't want to represent a whole number, if you want to represent like a fractional number, a decimal number, or something like that, you have double. And the keyword for that guy is just double. All right, and in this case, like I said, the name is arbitrary, so I'm just going to call it my double, and I'm going to assign it to the value of 10.55. All right, next we have the string variable, which is used to store sequence of characters. So string is the keyword for that. All right, I'm just going to call it my string. I'm going to equal to, hey, this is a string. All right, and then there's a char variable, and that's just basically a single keystroke or a single character. All right, so I'll just say C. And then finally, another common one is a Boolean, okay? And in Java, the keyword for a Boolean is Boolean. My bool, true. All right, so a Boolean is just really just a true or false, all right? And that's used for a lot of things, but we can just get into that later. Okay, real quick, to recap, variables are things that are placeholders for data, right? So how do they work? Well, so if we have a keyword called int, or we use the keyword int rather for a variable, and I just want to call this guy, give him the name of A, all right, and I'm assigning him equal to 5, okay? On your computer, when a program is running, we have what's called RAM, or random access memory, all right? And you can think of that as just kind of like a street with a bunch of houses in it, okay? Each one of these houses has an address, all right? So this is like 2211 blah blah street, all right? So when I create this integer variable and give it the name of A, okay? So A is actually the variable, all right? And the value is 5, okay? And what happens is this 5 gets stored somewhere inside the random access memory, basically like inside of the house, okay? And then this A becomes a reference to the address of that house. So anytime you call upon this A, you're basically saying, hey, this is the address of whatever information I want to find. Give me the value from it. And in this case, the value would be 5. Pretty simple stuff. I hope this illustration was helpful. If something didn't make sense, please leave a comment and ask a question. If you like what you saw, drop a like. Later.